Hey, what's going on, positive people? I am B Plus, and I am joined by the one, the only DJ Jeremaya of the Trackstarz. Say what's up to the people, DJ Jeremaya.
What's good, everybody? Yo, man, I am so glad to be here with B Plus, DJ B Plus. He is, I'll call him the prayer warrior of CHH.
Let's
Get
go.
those prayers in for the culture, and we need that, man. So I'm glad I'm here with you, man.
Man, I really appreciate that, man. It's been a long time coming. I've been watching you guys for, I don't want to date ourselves, but I've been watching y'all for close to 10 years. Big fan of what you guys do, and I've always wanted to do something, some type of collab with you.
Yeah.
And I think we've kind of tweeted about it maybe over the past couple of years, but finally, here we are. And what better way to do it than to talk about the top 50 singles in CHH in the year of 2023. Now, this could be a controversial thing for some people.
Yeah, it could be.
So, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
I want you to talk to us before we get into the list. Talk to us a little bit about your process and how you go about doing your top 50 lists so they're not as controversial.
Got you. Well, the top 50 list I have is two versions. It's one that's all singles, and then one is albums. I remember I'm a big person on challenges. Like, I remember tweeting like, "Yo, I could do a top 50 list," and somebody was like, "It's not even 50 singles. Like, it's not that many albums or whatever that came out that you can put on there." And I'm like, "Word?" Like, you know what I mean? So. And I think the thing that helps me out with these lists is my comment section. Like if you watch the show, I do the entertainment report. Shout out to Sean Turner and Ryan Righteous. I do the entertainment report. I do all the stories of the week, and then I do a comment section. Basically, it's all the hot songs of those weeks and hot albums, projects, EPs, mixtapes, whatever of that week, and I save them. Like I literally save them for the year. And last year when I first did this, I was like, man, I can do 50 albums, even if some people never heard them, they need to hear them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I did that, I was like, okay, let's try this. Let's just do it. You know what I mean? Because I like when people. I'm a big type of DJ that loves to expose people to new people. Like exactly. I love that. Like I think that's the goal. It should be the goal of every DJ. When you playing something at your event or whatever you spinning, people should come up to you and be like, "Yo, I've never heard that song before. That's
my favorite thing about it, man."
Yeah, that should be every DJ's favorite. You should want to break new artists. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that's the thing about this is breaking people that people never heard of. Because to me, I think also Christian hip hop could be a kind of a circle. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't let new people into this circle, it's gonna stay the same. And I think sometimes we got to find different artists. So I get stuff from my guy Josh. Shout out to him, Dad by Faith. He's I call him my plug. One of my plugs when it comes to the comment section. I can't not say Rapzilla because they post stuff too. Them. I think in other people too. Some newer people. Proper Excel. I think. Let me see. Wait, hold on one second. I want to make sure I'm gonna give people the props that they deserve.
Yes, sir. I love it, man.
Finding Sounds, the Plug 21, CHH Talks, like different people. I am like the blender, so I just take from different people and go, okay, let me go see. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I need to find more albums. So like maybe Dad by Faith may have like 2 albums or 3 albums that came out this week, and you know somebody else may have CHH Talks or Founding Sounds may have more. And I may just look at them, listen to them, like, okay, I put that on. So I think that's the thing, you know, to help the next help these artists out, man, because that's the huge part about it. And then that happens with singles too. And of course I do our playlist, our Milk playlist, and our Feel Good playlist, which is like Christian R&B and Afrobeat.
I stay on those playlists too.
I appreciate that, man. It's a blessing, man. I update them every week, unless it's like I'm on vacation or something.
Right.
But rather than that, I try to update them, make sure they're hot, make sure they sound ready, make sure like if somebody, if you got a family friend that's saying like, you know, yo, you need to check this playlist out. It's up there with a Rap Caviar type playlist. It's up there like that. And then that's the goal. And then also now I'm trying to bridge the gap between those two worlds of Christian rap and gospel rap. Like I think people don't know that it's not a divide, but it's like two separate sides. Yeah. And I think like we had Big Breeze, and I don't know if you saw that conversation we had last time he was at our show, and he was talking about the difference. And And I feel like that's something now that I want to help on the gospel rap side, because there's a lot of dope artists on the gospel rap side that people don't know about, that 1K is like really bridging the gap with. And I think that's one of the things, even with our next up list, you know, and I say us because you're part of that group.
Yes,
and
sir.
Thank you for that, man. Thank you for being helping us with that. I think that's the thing of trying to help find people. And I want to bring more people on that group. I have some people in mind from just different pockets, you know what I mean? Because I think at the end of the day, we all believers, man. Like, regardless of how you feel about my music or whatever music, whoever. So to make a long story short, I use the copy section. I look at the singles. I try not to put people twice. I try to pick your best single. Like Wande, I use Wande for example. She put out some good music this year, a lot of good singles. But I was like, okay, I need to pick one. I want to be fair. I always want to be fair because I feel like there's other people in this genre that need to be heard as well. So I'm like, okay, if you know, I'm trying to think of some other people. Like if whoever put out a lot of singles, I'm picking their best one, in my opinion. That some may have a bunch of views and some may not. The one I picked may not, but the one I picked may sound radio ready in my eyes, in my ears, and like, yo, this is a hit. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds good. So I did that, and then I cut stuff down and find them. I'm like, okay, this song, that song, that collaboration, that one, that record is crazy. That sounds fire. And different things of that nature. And that's pretty much it, man. And really going through that copy section list and split it up. I split it up 25 January through January through July, and then January through June, and then July through December. And I just did like that, and then picked the 25 from those areas. Same thing with the albums, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Nice. That's good to know. And one thing I really liked that you said was about how you're going and grabbing different pockets within the genre, the different outlets, because I'm sure it's going to happen with our list today. You're going to have songs that I haven't heard, and it's going to sound crazy to think that another DJ hasn't heard a song, but we're like a little big space. And it's good to collaborate and listen to other different outlets and sources, because they have different ears, and you can really get a good view of what CHH has to offer if you're just not going just to one outlet. So I'm happy that you shouted out those different outlets. And something else you said was interesting. Well, actually, I'll save that because I'm sure it'll come up later. But one thing about your list, because it is the top 50 singles of CHH. Will we see numbers on this list?
No, and the reason why I don't do numbers is I feel like every year, regardless of your political association, former President Obama puts out this list of songs that he just thinks are dope. Right? Recently, I saw something where Jay-Z does the same thing now. All of a sudden, so it's not numbered, because I feel like just making the list is you're there. You know what I mean? I think numbers bring in more competition, and then also it's like if my number, if I have somebody at number one that got 5,000 5,000 streams versus somebody at number 50 that got a million streams, they're gonna be like, yo, that doesn't make sense. So in my eyes, I'm like, let's cut all that out. Let's just find the creme de la creme, the best that I believe that are radio friendly, radio ready, and then also like, let's just put them out there and don't just make 50 songs, and let's just put up the list, and let's say, okay, these on here. And so there's no order. So you could just say, I made the list. It's almost like you play basketball. You said like that. Like if you try out for a basketball team and they say, oh, we need 3 point guards, right? And they put the point guards out there, and then they have the list, and it was like, okay, these 3 people made it, and your name on the list, and it's like, oh, I made the team. You know what I'm saying? Versus like, oh, I'm better than old boy. Why I'm at number 3 and he number 1? It's like, that doesn't matter. You on a team, like you made the team. You know what I mean? So
it's funny you say that, because every time somebody talks about making a team in like lists, as far as like wanting to make a list, I always think about back when I was playing ball in Ohio. I still remember the point guard's name, the number 1 point guard in Ohio back in that time. And he's gone on. He's a great basketball player. Played at Notre Dame. He's actually assistant coach at Miami Heat now. Chris Quinn.
Okay.
Like that was the guy.
Familiar.
Yeah, I was battling him. And well, he was getting the best of me because he was cold. He was cold. So it's funny how like
that's humility that you could say somebody was getting the best of you. Like, yo, he was giving me that work.
He was cold. He was cold. But the thing is, you said about Liz, it automatically makes you think competition.
Yeah.
Even subconsciously, even if you don't want to admit it, subconsciously you are thinking about competition. So all that out the way, let's go ahead and let's kind of dig into this list.
Yeah.
You did shoot me over the list, and in full disclosure, you sent me over the list, and what I did was took that list and kind of broken it into some different groups. So what I want to do is I want to start off our time and look at some of the group efforts. Like the Bible says, it takes when two or more are gathered. So this is when three or more are gathered. So these are groups. All right, Jeremiah. So let's go ahead and take a look at these group efforts that you picked, and let's go ahead and get into it.
Yes, sir.
I'm losing it, confusion taking over, and I wanna know the way I can defeat it, getting heated like I'm lava. So I'm praying this decaying's gonna stop right now. Got the voices in my head, I need them to pipe down.
Never wanted fame, the money, clothes, or cars, but I'm sitting in this ghost and feeling closer to God. Feeling closer to God. Feeling closer to God.
Feel like God is with me, I hear his voice in the wind. Been lying.
A lot of wolves getting rich off of the poor ties on me. God gon' reward them for their deeds, know they prize on me. Hellfire and brimstone, getting my limp on. She's in the dope.
You pointed my sin, I pointed the grace.
Ayy, it go like that. Praise the one who saved my life from front to back. Dog, I've been to hell and back.
You wanna rumble with the saints, huh? Throw a blessing on your whole family. Dressed in no white like we chosen. 66 in the clip, we reloaded.
Pathway, make my path straight. Gotta make sure I'm in you, cause these are the last days. I was walking in the dark like where the light go. Now every step I take is lit like Michael.
Yeah, man. That was the block, man. That sound dope, bro.
Yeah, that was that last one, man. That's DJ Lost and Found, right?
Yeah.
Man, the gospel vibes and Sunshine were they were classic. But yeah, let's talk about these group efforts. Why were some of the ones you picked on here actually on this list?
I liked. I'm a big fan of YP, aka Young Paul. Treacherous Deeds. That record was dope to me. I really liked it. It sounded dope. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna put that on the list. God Got My Back just sounded like an anthem, man. It sounded like big. It sounded like, wow, this is a big record. So I was like, okay, they got to be on there. Reloaded, man. Rick Matoro and Jared All-Star, man, and Davina, they just dropped the EP today, honestly. But the single been out, and we played the video on Trackstarz, and it's just New York. You know what I mean? It's New York all the way, and it's a dope record. And I was like, yo, that record was so fire. And it's a legendary flip of Benjamin's. If you know what she said, like, you know, you want to rumble with the saints, huh? Throw a blessing on the whole family. Like, I was like, oh, that's hard. Like,
it's funny. Like, I heard that, and for some reason it sounded familiar, but it just didn't click until you just said that.
Yeah.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, so she flipped that, and that joint was killer. Mouthpiece with Closer, him, D Black, and all them, man. It's just one of those things where it's just like, yo, that's so fire, bro. I'm always a big fan of Mouthpiece, and anytime he release something, him or D Black, I try to like support him, and I really like that record.
Mouthpiece is he's one of those unsung heroes within Christian hip hop. So definitely love to see him still doing his thing and still putting out dope, relevant music, man.
Yeah, and then also like Help by Mitch Durrell. Like I said, Mitch, shout out to him. He he helps people. He has a podcast and YouTube channel. I mean, I don't know if it's a podcast, but I know it's a YouTube channel, and he helps people and stuff like that. But when I was going through his singles, I was listening to stuff, and it was good. Some stuff was good, and then I heard this, and I was like, oh, this is like, if I'm on the radio, I'm playing this immediately. This is fire. So I love that record. And then shout out to DJ Lost and Found. Sunshine was just, I was like, yo, this sounds hard. This sounds amazing. And it's on my list. So yeah, those are the things.
That's what's up. And then one of the things I really liked about the Mitch Durrell joint was just the subject matter. Mental health is something that it's like a buzzword, and I feel like some people sometimes overuse it. But I thought that Panic Attack, just like the way they set things up, the way they just talk kind of straight at the topic and not using like the cliche type of I guess words when it comes to talking about mental health. I thought they did a good job there. So
and that was something different, like you said, coming out that idea of panic attacks and making a banger. Like you're making a banger talking about panic attacks,
right?
But saying I need help with that, and it sounds fire. The hook is fire. Hook is almost like a chopped and screwed joint. It was a dope record. When I heard it, I was like, yo, that's the one. That out of all the Mitch Durrell, to me, the DJ in me was like, that's the one. So yeah.
And one of the things I really like to do on my radio show, shameless plug, the Be Positive Music Show, Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM 140. But yeah, one thing I like doing on my show is finding songs that have similar subject matter.
Yeah.
And putting them in a group and talking about those issues. So one thing I want to do next year is do a segment or maybe even a whole show on mental health. So that's definitely going to be one of the songs that I play if I do that. So
dope, man. Dope.
So yeah, so let's keep this moving. Let's move from the from groups to just some good collabs. Good collabs. So what do I have up first? Yeah, let's go ahead and hop into it.
Glory to the Father, you deserve the praise.
God's son showed up in the whip, cross on my back, pat on my neck. Who wanna go up? Act like you know, act like you know. This wasn't luck, I was chosen. Under my feet, the ocean.
I was in the water, had to take me a dive. That thing I ain't Christian, why they actin' surprised? Let's go.
He gon' cook it up like it was gumbo. Ballin' with these blessings like Matumbo.
Please don't mind my pivot. Turned and let him steer it. Got his will out in my lyrics, bro. It's on.
I'm pushing P in the present, the perfect power. Picked a pack of Peter Piper pill, popping peasant, put us in his present. Peace to the brethren, tell him that Kevin is.
Couple things were adding up. Watch him turn it all around. Turn it all around for me. All around.
Waiting for the real, just know the wait is over. I've been giving it all, now I'm taking it over. A villain to the coaches, surrounded by culture vultures. They claiming they the boss, but then I'm bossing over.
Yes, sir. So those are some fire collabs that you picked.
Yeah, man.
I loved all those. I think, matter of fact, all those songs, with the exception of, I think, Chose.
Okay.
Definitely no shots at John Keefe and Dilly. But I think that might be the only song out of those groups that I didn't play on my show this year. So
wow.
I'm right on board with all those. Those were nice.
Dope, man. Appreciate that. Chose, I like that record. And then also I like John Keefe's. I like what John Keefe did this year. You know what I mean? Yeah. Of course, dropping his project and then did the deluxe, I guess, at the end of the year. It was like an Earnest deluxe. But I like what he did this year. And I like that single, man. Out of the singles he released this year, I like that one. Gumbo, of course, a big fan of Portia Love. She's a big fan of the show. She's been on our show a couple times. And I can't wait for her full length project. She's always.
I can't either.
Yeah, she's dope, man. And I remember her telling me about that. Like she wants to do so much with her music. But that Gumbo record was dope to me.
Yeah.
Triply, one of my favorites, man. He's been one of my favorites. Like out of reach. Like people would be shocked. They're like, yo, I love Trip. Like he's one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah.
When it comes to Christian hip hop. When it comes to the southern rappers of Christian hip hop, I always say him. Graves, I just thought that.
Hold on. I gotta pause you because Madison Ryan Ward.
I'm
a super fan.
Yeah, man.
I'm a super fan.
Bro, like she is amazing, bro. Like her stuff sounds like she's just ready. Like I mean, like I think somebody told me about her, and I put her all the time on my on the Feel Good playlist. Anytime she drop, I'm like,
it's on there.
Yeah, it's on there.
After we don't even gotta hear it. You just gotta put it on there.
Yeah, she's amazing, man. And yeah, and I'm glad you stopped me and talked about her. Add It Up, I thought that was one of those records with Lecrae and Scooty that was so dope. Bossa Nova, when we had Cam at the studio, he talked about it a little bit and talked about him and Aaron Cole going back and forth and talking about that record. And I was like, yo, that was a dope record. I heard
that VA connection, man. They did that thing.
Yeah. And then I think you have Alter, which I feel like if I had to rank, honestly, Alter probably be number one this year. Like it's one of those records that it's the perfect marriage of worship hop. That's what I call it. Like hip hop meets worship, and it's one of the perfect records. So
yeah.
I would say
Hovey's amazing. Is in that pocket really good.
Yeah, he does.
It doesn't like when you hear him rapping, it feels like he's a rapper. He's doing what rappers do.
Yeah.
And then when you hear him doing worship, you're just kind of like, he's just a worshiper. That's just what he do. Yeah. So I don't know how he got that mix right, but he definitely got it, man. He definitely got it.
Yeah. And I remember when Scott Free, who does City Takers and he has a church now here in Atlanta, he brung Hovey to us. This is before everything came out from Hovey, and Hovey came in there, freestyle, rapped, everything, and we was like, "Yo, this kid's gonna be a problem, man." Like he was grooming him, like right before they signed a deal with Reach, but he was grooming him like, "Yo, to be a beast," like, "Yo." But then he was also grooming him to be a man of God. Like he was like, "Yo, it doesn't matter if you on stage." Like, you know, we got to worry about the bathrooms. You know what I'm saying? Like your first, you know what I'm saying? Like almost on some Levites type stuff. Like worry about other stuff. And like, if you worry about like the stuff that helps you build character, then when you get on stage, then other stuff won't, it don't like that stuff. The stage don't matter. It's about your character building. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I love that about Scott Free. So I remember Hovey being there with him and he's like, "Yo, I got this kid. He's named Hovey. He can rap. He love to freestyle. Yo, put a beat on for him." We talked to him, everything, and then boom, a couple years later, he's out of here.
That's wow. Wow. I feel like I remember that Scott Free interview on Trackstarz. It's funny like this. It's funny how the brain works. Like you said that, I remember exactly where I was. I was right outside this window doing yard work.
Yeah.
Yard work. I remember having to stop a few times. Like, man, this dude is solid.
Yeah,
this dude is solid. So
yeah, man.
Shout out to Scott Free, man.
Yeah, shout out to him, man, and the whole City Takers and everything he does for Atlanta.
That's what it was. Yeah. I was blown away by
man,
this person just behind the scenes, just quietly serving the people.
Yeah,
serving the people. So.
Yeah, and that's his whole MO. Like honestly, like I've known him for years, and his whole MO is like the stage is cool, but working in people's lives, discipleship, helping out the community. That's bigger than the stage. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I respect that, man. That's huge. Yeah, that's a huge thing.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So now we're gonna go ahead and switch gears and get into some more music.
Yeah, man.
And actually before this, a little bit of story time. So I've only been on social media or back on social media for like probably since COVID. So right around 2000. I always do that. 2020. Oh, I'd be lopping off a whole 20 years. I'm getting older. I'll be 40 on January 8th. I know I don't look like it.
Welcome to the 40. Welcome to the 40/40 club.
Yeah, man.
Sean Tanner is going to be in the 40 club too in January.
Who's that?
Sean Tanner.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So, but yeah, man. So I got on in 2020, and I just like to interact with fans.
Yeah,
I like to interact with fans. And one of the first things I did was, you know how they create those things where it's like you got $20, you got to make a fire track or whatever, or fire album or something like that. Yeah. So I created one of those. I thought it was great. I posted it, and then it got some engagement, and then you kind of like OG just kind of tapped me on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And you probably don't even remember this.
Yeah.
But what you said to me was like, you have one lady on this list. You need to make sure that you are.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, I didn't even recognize that I was not, that I wasn't, it wasn't that there wasn't good, dope Christian ladies within Christian hip hop. It was just that I just was not paying attention.
Oh, wow.
So from that day forward, I was just like, you know what? If I'm going to have a platform, I need to make sure that I'm doing my job of just showing better representation. So from that day forward, I've always thought about that. Even now, when I have my show, almost every segment, I try to have a lady from Christian hip hop in each and every, I do 4 segments a show, and I try to have a lady in each one.
Dope.
Then there's sometimes where I'll just do a whole lady segment. At least once a month I do that. And that's 100% because of you. So I gotta give you your flowers, man.
Give it up for the ladies.
Yeah, just for lovingly checking me and saying like, hey, you got one lady out of 25 artists on here. What are you doing? You didn't say that, but it was a love.
Well, here's the thing, man. I think I'll say this all the time. Everybody's needed in this. Like everybody's needed. And when you see like what's going on in mainstream, I'm very not counterculture. I'm like, I feel like God is like I'm a spy. Like, you know what I mean? When you send the spy, like in the Old Testament, they were sending spies to see what's going on, what we can do. I've always seen that like as a spy, like, okay, as a culture person, I'm looking. One of my tags on my bio is like looking through pop culture through a different lens. And when you see what's out there in the world and what women are doing in hip hop, it's like, bro, you gotta find something out here, because I don't know if you have any children or not, but like if I had a daughter, like I'm like, yo, I gotta replace something with what's going on out here, because this is some foolishness. And honestly, let's be real, it's foolishness with the men too. So I'm not saying that. Yeah. But what I'm saying about with female hip hop is sometimes it's very heightened of, you know, rappers just letting them rap about the only things. Yeah. And I always say this to people, like, well, when people always say, well, what about the men? Well, there's a balance in men hip hop right now. Even in mainstream, it's a kind of like, it's not a balance, but it's a balance of, I don't have to listen to a dude rap about killing people. I can go listen to a Chance, or I can go listen to a J. Cole, I can go listen to a Wale.
There's not that many rap songs on that side.
Exactly. Or they're not trying to find those type of people.
Right.
So when I that's good. I said that to you, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I always want to make sure women are getting their voices spoken to in this genre, man, because it's they need it, man. They need help. Like not help like they're helpless, but they need help as if you got a platform, we got a platform, we make sure people. I remember Portia Love, going back to her again.
Yeah.
She came to our studio years ago before all this is happening and she was in a corner just waiting to get on the mic, right? And I'm like, yo, like we was about to put somebody else come up to a mic for something. I was like, well, hold on, Portia been here for a minute. Bring her up. And then that kind of like we start seeing the snowball of her, you know, getting that rise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, we've had Ty Lynn on the show. We've had Salachi Vaz on the show. We've had who else do we had on the show for the ladies recently? Of course, we've had Wande on the show. We've had Queen Lee on the show. I don't know if you heard about Queen Lee yet. You know who that is?
I have not. Not.
She has a show here in Atlanta called The Fresh Leftover. It's her, my guy DJ OB4, and then I forgot the other main guy. I hope you don't see this so you don't hurt me. But they have a dope show, and she raps and she raps. And she was on Wande's on the In the Light, the whole bonus, like the 2 singles. Mm-hmm. She's the other young lady rapping on that other song. Stepping in the Light. She's stepping. Yeah, she's on that. And she come out with a single. So you're about to play her stuff.
Got it.
But overall, it's just like so many dope female rappers in our space.
There are.
You know what I mean? Like it's so many, man. Like, dude, it's so many. It's so many. And I want to shout out somebody real quick. He has a playlist that is up there that I go to do when I'm trying to find new Christian female rappers. Mm-hmm. He has a playlist called on Spotify, Spiritual Queens of Hip Hop. His name is John Seeks Truth. I go to him every week. Every time somebody drop, every week to add on to our playlist for the Milk playlist. Spiritual Queens of Hip Hop, John Seeks Truth. And he puts in dope female rappers that got that Lauryn Hill vibe, Rhapsody vibe. He got women in there that got the Missy Elliott type vibe, and then he got the women in there that got the Cardi B, Nicki Minaj type vibe, and then he got women in there that got like the Drizzy type singing R&B.
I want to check that out.
Yeah, so I'm just a student of all this. So I make sure I find those type of records from, especially for the ladies, especially where we are now, where women are dominating hip hop, and it'd be crazy for us to continue to just be like, yeah, you know. And I thank God for Wande because she's amazing.
Yes.
But we also, and I love what she's done. She's helped so many female rappers in our space. So I thank God for it. But it's also other people out here that got a voice too. So
that's what's up, man. I definitely appreciate you having your finger to the pulse of the culture.
Yeah.
And maybe next year with Line for Line, maybe there'll be a women's world versus CHH.
We've done that before. See, I think what we learned about Line for Line is that Line for Line works when it's a one-on-one or like versus like various artists, because people don't be like, you know what I mean?
Got you.
But when we do that, we've done that before where I've done women against women, and then also the women be like, yo, we're as good as the men. So I was like, okay, well then we do a woman versus a man. You know what I mean? Right. But I think the thing about it is we want these women's voices to be heard. We can't stop them, you know what I mean? And God is using them tremendously in this space. So let's get to it, man.
Let's do it, man.
A lot of y'all really act pretty for the politics, so I keep my distance. Send it up close, you want my vote, keep wishing. But we don't do superstition, we say amen. Come get a bag with me if you believe that it's free.
Cause I'm more than what you think. You could get it through your head. I'm above your expectations.
Like I'm sissy, I don't argue with no haters. If you heard a different story, turn the pages. Yeah, holy flow, I'm healed and still contagious. I'm set apart, my mind.
The kingdom agenda might not wanna be in the way. New wine, break bread, and remember we're drunk in the spirit, so part in the sway. I'm pushing it just like it ran out of gas. I'm pushing that thing like it's pushing me back. If you are not pushing me, you are not good for me. Truthfully, I am just pushing the fast,
Let's go before you, all around you. Let him guide you when you're coming.
I mean, walk by sight. That's what they can't see. Filled with the spirit, I'm high off life. I don't get antsy.
Waiting for source, the kingdom is violent, we take it by force. I am who I am, no regret or remorse. Straight out the mud, it costs. Ain't no other way, I'm boss. Straight from the bottom, it's raw. Now I got.
We ain't back in smoke.
You gon' have to stay low. Stay low. Stay low. Stay low. Don't get too hot, stay low.
Yeah. Give it up for the ladies.
Yes, sir. They definitely did their thing this year. Again, I'm thinking about half of those I've played on the show before.
Okay.
But yeah, I want to dig into your selections on there. So tell me a little bit about this first one, Say It Man, with Thailand.
Thailand, man. Like we talked about, she came to our show, co-hosted with us, did a freestyle, killed it, man. Like picked the beat, told me like, yo, I want a Tupac beat. Put it on. I'm putting it on, and she going in and it's going crazy. Thailand is one of the hardest working females in our space. She drops a single each week, and it's all diverse music. It's not just all rap. It's her singing sometimes. I put her on our feel good playlist. I put her on on our milk playlist. So I love her stuff. But I picked Say Amen because to me it felt like it was ready, man. It felt like all her stuff is ready, but I felt like that one was the one that I was like, yo, Say Amen sound dope. The hook is dope. The song is dope. And I felt like it was radio ready. Like I said, man, part of me, sometimes I feel like I'm the radio guy. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure this sounds good and ready to go and catchy. And they just sound good and catchy to me. Ain't No got legendary people on there. We Grind Different. That's the name of the group. Like we learned that at Flavor Fest. Bria Miles, Mahogany Jones, Heesan Lee, and Prestavia. That's the group. They got another song that came out last year that was flames.
How come I'm just not finding this out?
I don't know. B+, I don't know. I don't know why. But they got amazing group. They're gonna do more records. She told me. We that interview.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, man. They got another one about domestic violence. It's called Me, and the song is amazing, bro. Like, even if you want to play it, just look that song up. Okay. The beat is stupid, and it came out, I believe, last year because it would have been on the list this year, but that song was hard. Set Apart, of course, Angie Rose, Child Like CC, and Kid Lee, which is another. Kid Lee's a beast. I call her a humble beast. She's like just one of the sweetest persons in person. Like she just a little humble, and it's like God. But you know when it's talk about Jesus, it's go time.
Yeah.
Push It, Too Cool. Tiff is another one, man. She is one. This is one of the singles that she released this year that I love. The video's fire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back to Wande. I Don't Even Walk by Sight is killing it right now. I know it's more closer to this time, but at that song she put out, Child Like Cece's another one, another hardworking woman in this space. She everywhere. I like it. I remember the guy I was talking to you about his playlist. He did a top 20 female rappers. He showed me the video. I mean, I don't know if I could download it, but I can show you the video. Once we get off. And he had a countdown of 20 different female rappers in this space, man. And I mean, maybe more, but she was number one. Child Like Cece was number one, and it is rightfully so. That challenge is killing it, and the song is dope with her and Kid Lee. Out of the Mud is Queen Lee, like I was telling you about.
Got it.
She's on the song Steppin'. She put out a couple singles, but this one I felt like Out of the Mud was fire. Stay Low was on the Reach Records compilation playlist this year with Reese Lachey. Toya Love. Toya Love is another one that's a beast as well. And
it's so many.
DC. Yeah, man. It's so many. And it's more. It's just it's so many female rappers in this space that is killing it. It's getting it obvious. And In the Light by Wande. Man, that song is so amazing. It got a house feel, got a EDM like dance feel to it. I remember talking to the A&R of Reach. He came to our studio a couple weeks ago. And I was like, yo, y'all, you ready for that to hit? Because that's not just a Christian type hit. That could go places that needs to go places because the sound of it sound like Vogan, sounds like
in the video.
Yeah.
Everything about that just screams like in about 3 years from right now, we're going to be talking about how that's being used all over in different sitcoms, movies, commercials. It's going to be everywhere. So just mark it down.
Yeah, that song is amazing, man, and it's fire. And I'm like, she had some other amazing records too, like the Step In, Winning, and some other joints that she put out this year that was fire. But I really like Step In the Light. It's a perfect radio song. Like if I owned a radio station, like if I had an FM dial station on mainstream, I'd be like, yo, y'all need to play this record. This thing is fire. Especially, and it goes on with kind of like what the culture's doing. Like even you think about Beyonce, the whole Renaissance thing, that house record vibe, it fits that perfectly. And it wouldn't be like people talk about in radio, like they don't in radio. I remember we went up to radio before and he's talking to us like, okay, if we put your song in, it can't stop the flow of what's going on.
Yeah.
And what that means is like, if I put on this record, and this record, it all flows together versus you putting on another record in between these records and it dips down the the station and
they turn it off.
Yeah. And to me, that record is not a turn-off record. That record is like, yo, this is fire. You know what I'm saying? So give it up for the ladies, man.
One time for the ladies. One time for the ladies. So we've talked about groups, we talked about collabs, we talked about the ladies. Now let's just talk about some fire singles. Just standalone tracks. It's just one artist on there standing 10 toes down, doing their thing. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and hop into it.
I rep Christ like Bobby rep on side. And it's no need to talk. I claim Christ as King of New York in the city of gods. Chris the God of the city is ours. The city of big, the city of change.
I forgive them. They must not know what they doing. They must not know what they doing. I guess it's time that I school them. It's Jesus who reign over me, and they unconsciously let the enemy.
I be in my bag, but I be in my Bible too. I be in my bag, but I be in my Bible too. You know I stay in my bag. Oh no, they loving the swag. It ain't my style or the brag.
Go and get it when life gives you now. All you gotta do is say you've been working hard, yeah, you earned it. That's valid. They just want your life, that's why they jealous. That's yeah. Said don't touch me. Yeah. Said don't touch me. Yeah. This is the story of a young black man living on the west side with no vision.
Let Christ work. Grace and mercy, that's Christ's work. He can raise the dead, let Christ work. You could be saved, that's Christ's work. Let it work.
Cardio, putting miles on the easy. See the whole
Yeah, man.
All right. So let's talk about these. Let's talk about these fire singles. We got some more coming up, but these are the first one we selected. So go ahead. Let's talk about which one really stuck out to you?
I would say this. All of them was fire.
Mm-hmm.
And but City of God by Clifford Gray is one of those records that he had out beginning of the year that swept the whole year to me. Like that song, I would say, it was between him and Hovey could be possibly song of the year, because that song was just like I've given him so many ideas to do remakes to that record, and it just keeps growing. Like it just keeps going, and God is using that record in New York. It's an amazing record, man.
It's like that drill sound to it.
Yeah, it has that New York drill, and he rapping and he rapping.
Yeah.
And City of Gods just was a dope record to me, man. When he sent that to me or I heard it, I was like, man, this record is fire. You know what I mean? And I'm not big on drill like that. Like I think because the messaging behind drill, I'm more like, but at the same time, if God can use that to give people glory to him, then I'm all for it. And I love that record by Clifford Gray, City of God. In my Bible, in my bag, I love that record too. I wish, honestly, I think one single should have been off that album, should have been My Joy Is My Weapon. I love that record. The way it comes on is so hard. It's so dope. D1, this is my D1. Don't Touch Me was one of those records that grew on me. At first, I was like, what is Big Breeze doing? And then I'm like, but then I realized after we talked to him, I was like, that makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense that you will make a record like this, because at the end of the day, you're an artist. You're not just stuck in the one way. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's even for us as consumers. Sometimes we gotta give artists a chance to like step out there and do something different. And I think that's different from them. And the hook is fire. You know what I mean? It's very repetitive and stuff like that. Brinson, of course, is the OG, been in the game for years. I remember him telling me about Christ's work in his album.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me about it. I was like, yo, this record is fire, bro. Christ's work is hard. And I was like, yo, when I always put stuff in my mind, like when I do that list, Christ's work is gonna be on it because it's fire and it's movable. Of course, Stephen Malcolm Cardio was dope. I like that record. Fruits of My Labor by Caleb Gordon. It's a banger, bro. Like he got so many bangers this year, but that record itself is a banger. So yeah, man, I put that on there. And of course, Forgive Him by Mike Teasy had so many records I could choose from, but Forgive Him was just, it's a strong record to me, man. And I think that's what we need right now, also in our space and stuff like that. But I like that record, and also that album is definitely on my top 50 albums of the year for 2023. The Greenhouse Project by him.
Yeah,
I like that joint.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it's a dope album. And then Valid by George Rose. He had some other records I could have chose to him, but I really like that. That to me, that felt like, I'm big on radio. I keep saying that. I felt radio friendly, and I was like, I like that radio. The record. So yeah, man, those are the records I chose for that spot.
Dope, man. Let's I'm trying to think, is there any one of those ones that I wanted to hop back on really quick? Just the consistency of George Rose.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was and the thing is, the reason why I pointed that one out is because I hadn't heard Valid before you sent this over.
Oh wow.
I hadn't heard that song. And it's nice. It's nice.
It's dope. It's a dope record. George Rose is another sleeper, man. He's another gem. He's another gem in our space that I know he produces records for people. I know he performs, but he's the whole package. He's an artist, man. And I think that's something that we missing in this space of being like
he's a dancer too, right?
Yeah, he dances, produce, create. I think he directs some videos too.
Yeah.
So he's a beast, man.
It makes sense why I always end up dancing to his songs, because he knows what people want to dance to. Not saying I can dance at all, but I end up dancing a little bit. So shout out to George Rose. Let's go back to some more collabs now. Back to some collabs now. Let me go ahead and fire up our next segment. Anything while I'm working on this, while I'm getting this fired up, Jeremiah, you got about
that you want? I want to plug or anything, or well, we're gonna release this. I don't know if I don't know when. I mean, I thought we said Christmas, maybe.
Christmas.
The album, I'm gonna spread out the album. One is gonna be released on the 31st, New Year's Eve, and then of course the 2024 next up list is dropping January 1st.
Yes.
That list is amazing list this year. We got some amazing artists on that joint. Trackstarz will be back in mid-January. So we will be back then in our new season. And then, you never know with me, man. I've been thinking about a lot of other stuff to do in our space. I have ideas that I want to do. And you never know, man. We may pull the trigger on some of them ideas this year because I like this platform, man. I like how you got everything set up, and I'm thankful that you had me on, man. I'm grateful, man. I'm a big supporter of everybody in our community because I remember what it's like when we first started. You know what I mean? And
it's tough to break in.
Yeah, man, it is. And when I find people and I like what they do, I'm reaching out like, yo, y'all want to come on the show? You want to come through? You want to interview? Whatever, like, because it's tough being by yourself. You know what I mean? And for so many years, and people don't know this, but so many years Trackstarz felt that way. Like we felt like, man, we by ourselves. Even though we came in a time when Wade was hot, Chris Chicago was hot. Other people were hot. Sean Slaughter had a podcast.
Yeah, the What the Ham Sandwich Show.
Yeah,
that was
all these people. Yeah, all these people had like dope stuff, and they were known, and we were like just the little kids on the block. Like we knew, but we having fun, and we love Jesus, and then. We started the first year they went to, I would say Ryan and Sean went to Flavor Fest. I couldn't go that year. The first year they went and they came back, was like, Jeremaya, these folks love what we do, bro. They love it. They love it. They love the show. They love this line. They love this. And I was like, word? Like, because it wasn't like we didn't get feedback from these people. So now to us being like, for us to like start playing Lecrae and then us be a part of his package last year when he rolled out his church clothes on
that was dope.
Like, that was fire, man. So for us, we always servants of the Lord, but then also we just blessed, man. It's a blessing. I've been doing this for so many years, and like I say, when I see people doing their thing like you doing your thing, man, I've always want to help them, and I think the biggest way to help people is bring them on our show or talk about them or retweet them or like something they do. So
or give them or give them advice, just like you did me. It was such a simple thing, but it's like it's been locked in my head ever since.
Yeah,
it's locked in my head. I can sometimes I can still see that tweet when I'm going to put together my show, and I'm like, ooh, how many? I gotta do some reshuffling. I gotta do some reshuffling. So we definitely are a community, and definitely appreciative of you. Even when you don't even know it, you're pouring into me. So.
I appreciate that, man.
Speaking of collabs, like I said, let's go ahead and get into some more of these collabs from this year.
Okay.
I take it personal like I was set up, cause I don't play with the world's peace like meta. If you wanna see me cheese like cheddar, then it better be a heavy hitting Holy Ghost hitter.
Who that be? I hear this giving a voice to the voice. Food for thought and compact packages like a Lunchable. An album at 100K, that's the goal and it's crushable. They want me signing deal, but deal say don't be gullible.
Spaceship. Rearrange your life, get a facelift. I'ma tell you live it twice like Christ did. I can tell you it get beat like Mike will.
On that moon I was walking, this I might feel. Murder in the studio, yeah I might kill.
The war that he puts a stop to all of the storms. See Jesus will conquer. Weapons are formed, but these never prosper. This is a war and we brought a monster. Let's go!
This is a war, this is a war. Tell me what is your profession?
We holding for the game. Cool folks only, let a hater know. We don't want that energy, haters gotta go. Fellas, take your ladies by the hand to the flow. Show her how you moving to the rhythm and the flow. Like
call him up and say,
look, I've been moving. Just cop some groceries and juices. Black macaroons, see, I've been living life for kids.
Rebels died on the block when the bullets fly. Rebels died, so we cry, only some survive. Then I'm praying harder where they dump lead. Stuck in cages, reading Bibles on their bunk beds. Brothers die, brothers die.
You don't love the people of the ghetto. If you did, you would build us up, not tear us down. And you would tell our kids to aim for something greater. You would warn us.
Yeah, man.
All right. So talk to me about this this next section we got up, these collabs.
Okay. Who that is Sis and Lil Bro.
Okay.
I forgot my man. I think Titus and Lena. I forgot. She's gonna see this. Bro, you messed my name up. And then normally if I mess your name up, you about to be popping. That's the rule at Trackstarz. If I mess your name up, you're gonna be popping. Anyway, they are a group out of Midwest. They're a group made out of the Midwest, and they are I don't know if you remember. I don't know how far back you go to Christian hip hop.
About late 90s.
Okay,
late
cool.
90s.
Now it was a gentleman named X Ross. You remember him?
I feel like I can see an album cover faintly in my head, but I can't call a song.
Well, these is his kids, right? And
okay,
and they got that record. Who that? When I heard that, this came out like a couple months ago.
Cold.
That joint was like, I was like, oh my gosh,
right.
Fire. So I was like, okay, I'm definitely putting that on our list, bro. I'm definitely putting on a list. Arkham Knights 2, they just killing it, bro.
That beat is cold too.
Aaron Dews and Bats is fire. Is a fire record. It's a dope record, man. The flip of it was another sample. Somebody else used that sample, and they took it and took the awkward part of it and just killed it. So I'm like, okay, that's going on the list. Mike will using the sample. Paris Careers using the sample. Him and Star Ringo using that sample, that 007 sample, killing it. I love that record. Sunshine with DJ. I'm sorry, I think we did another one. Artistic War. Of course, the new kid on the block, Monster Tarver, is a killer.
Yeah.
Him and Dayton was going back and forth. Rinse and Repeat is Zar. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I had a brain fart. I'm sorry, Zar. When I heard that, I love vibe music, man. I love music that you could just vibe to. I mean, you married, so there's something with you and your lady and stuff like that.
Yep.
Same thing with New Groove, man, with Q Flow.
You caught me off guard. I wasn't ready.
That record is so fire, bro.
Yeah.
I told him, I tweeted him that. I was like, yo, that record is fire, bro. Like, and I think because we when we think about the lyrical people in our space, we don't think like we just get bars from them all the time. And for him to give us a record that was totally left field, but it works.
Yeah,
it works. And I was like, yo, that's fire. And to me, sometimes if you catch me off guard and all I know is like, yo, that dude's a spitter, but he come with a song. I'm big on making songs, man. And I told this to my wife recently. I said, I feel like we got to teach how to make hit records in Christian hip hop. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of people that know how to make great songs, or good songs,
or they can really spit.
Yeah,
to be able to hone that down into 16 bars.
Yeah,
the hook with another 16 bars or whatever it got.
Yeah,
because I feel like sometimes it's bar overload and it won't work for radio.
Yeah,
dope song, dope bar. It's like it doesn't quite fit.
Yeah, and I think that's something, and maybe because we don't have a lot of radio stations, that require people that. Because I think what we're learning is people just rapping, and they may do a hook, and they just rapping again, and you're so amazed by them rapping, but you're not raised by that song. I feel like it's we need to help people with that, and I don't know how we can help them with that, but we need to figure that out, because that was my idea with Q. What the whole New Groove thing, because I'm listening to this guy that I know is a bar spitter, but made a song that is so fire. That's like, oh my God, this song is incredible. Bugbears, of course, is Ayo Shamir, which I feel like he has a dope album out.
99
dope record. I love the sample. The sample on that joint sounded like it was the Anita Baker joint. So that was fire to me. I love that record. Weight of Words, of course, Dayton kills it. The record sounds dope. Is Dayton? Who else is a lyrical giant? Menace Movement in the building. Interviewed them guys at Flavor Fest, which was crazy. We gotta get you, man. You gotta come to Flavor Fest, bro. You gotta make that trip, man. It's a dope experience. It's one of the dopest thing. You can have your own. You could try to get your own media room or interview people, and it's like one of those things. The reason I'm saying this is because it's so many people that come down there that you can meet. Like yo, I do this. You know what I mean? And the funny part about it, and this is a sidebar for them, it's just like you could be walking and you see Dayton. Yo, Dayton, what up? It's not like standoffish. It's not anything. It's just like people at a convention and you talking to people. and you could talk to him, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So
Man, I want to do that, and I also want to do Smoke Fest.
Yeah. Smoke Fest is dope too.
Those
Smoke
are the
Fest
two.
is dope.
Those are the two that I want to do.
Yeah, it's a dope fest too. So I don't think I missed anything. Did I miss?
No, you got them all. You got them all. You got them all. So let's get back to some standalone singles.
Dope.
Like I said, one artist standing on their own, no features, just doing their thing. So let's go ahead and get let's go ahead and get into those.
Let's go.
He put the oil on my head and the sword of the spirit, of course, by the bed in the morning.
I ain't with that. Devil try to get his leg back. Wow. Pull up, pew, spin back.
God made a way. Let me tell you about it. You can sit and wait
Come do it with me, so guess I'll do it alone. For someone who never doing nothing, you always doing the most. I ain't have much coming up, but somehow staying afloat. I was told you.
Streets on fire, streets on fire. I pray for Atlanta when I'm in the scene. I'm speaking up just so the trees can hear me. It's hard to put smoke out when you in the team. Too silent for show, it's not on me, it's not on me.
I don't think about your parking lot, God. Jesus take the wheel, I used to walk a lot. Just a little west side town, of God bless, lot test, my God, now why would I Christ like this?
Running probably had a snotty nose by the grid. That's the night I got chose by the crib. I ain't never going back, only trying to walk forward. I ain't stepping off the gas, homie.
Yeah, man.
Let's go. So those were just some more, some more fire singles. Man, I think all of those I've played. Only one I think I haven't played is the Jared Sanders joint, just because it just came out.
Oh yeah.
I haven't really been. I play a lot of Christian Christmas hip hop music.
Oh, during December.
Yeah, during December.
Yeah,
so
that makes
that's
sense.
the only reason why that one hasn't made the show yet. So talk to us about these singles right here.
President, of course, is no big deal. Self-explanatory, man. It was a fire record. I mean, I think he came out with some, of course, stuff for Indie Tribe this year.
Mm-hmm.
He did a couple releases, but this was my favorite one from him, President. And I like the rollout for that too. The President rollout he did for that.
Oh yeah, I thought it was an album. It was so big. I thought it was an album.
Yeah, he did like a dope rollout for it. Spin Back by Scooty Wop, of course, the legendary sample of Crystal Waters.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going crazy, man. That's a crazy record right now. That's going crazy. God Made a Way on What Up RG is What Up RG. I mean, that was a part of one of the single packages with Heavens on Earth. Like I think they had like a few songs, but What Up RG had God Made a Way. Do It Alone is a dope record by Mission. Shout out to him, man.
Cold, man.
Yeah, he's a dope rapper. On Fire, I love that record with Zaytoven and 1K.
It's so Atlanta, man.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Of course, 300 ZX by Jared Sanders. I put it on there because he put out some other singles, and then when I heard that, I was like, "Oh, this is dope, bro!" Like I told him personally, I was like, "Yo, this is dope, man. This is a dope record," and I like it. So I was like, I think it should go on. And then Christ, like I just love that record, bro. Like it's an amazing record. I like the fact that we interviewed him at Flavor Fest. And we actually we're gonna do a Trackstarz Rewind this Saturday, and it's gonna be one of the interviews that's gonna be on there.
He's such a solid dude, man.
Oh man, he has a heart of gold, man. He has a heart of marketing, like making sure, like if you do, like let's say if you came out with an album, you got a record with him, he gonna be like B+. How could we market this? Let's do a challenge. Let's do that, and he just brings so much. He's so like I think he's one of the ones. Remember we just talked about making hit records. He knows how to make a hit record, man.
He does.
He does. And then when I heard Christ, like I was like, "Oh, this is hard. Like it's just fire." So with that being said, I had to put that on the record. I mean, he put out some other joints too, big. He put out some major joints this year with a lot of people, but I love this Christ like one of the best. For me.
He's worked with like in such a short period of time. He's worked with all the giants.
Yeah.
In a short period of time. I don't know how he's done it.
Yeah,
it's probably just because he has a heart of gold and he's a genuine dude.
Yeah, man.
He loves the Lord. You can see it. You can see it, and face value, you can see like, oh, he just makes hype music.
Yeah,
but like the second you hear him speak, you're like, oh, like this dude. Oh yeah, this dude is grounded.
Yeah, I remember meeting him. I always tell the story about him. I remember meeting him. He came to Trackstarz studio. I didn't know who he was. He come to me, Jeremaya. We talking, we chopping it up. He said, "Look, man, I just left my job, but I got all these I got all these dates, and I'm looking at the dates, and this is like either it's either pre-COVID or right after COVID, one of the two. It may be pre, because I don't think he'd been back to the studio after COVID. So it may be pre-COVID, and I didn't know him, and he had shows booked for like 2 to 3 months, and I'm like, wow, who are you? Like, I'm in my mind, I'm like, who are you? Like, and he's saying I just left my job, so I'm starting my career. Like, my career's already started, but I'm going full time in this. And I'm looking at him like, I've never heard of this dude before in my life. And that's when the light bulb hit off for me. Like, yo, you got to start finding more Christian hip hop artists who are going crazy in this space that just don't know. And that's why another reason why the Next Up list kind of came to fruition, because Rapzilla does the freshman list, which is I love. We do a line for line with them in Double XL.
Yeah, big
but
fan.
I think also we need. I always say this. We need to talk about the sophomores, juniors, and seniors too. So I think that's what the Next Up list has come from. It's like we're just not talking about the people that's hot right now. We're talking about the people that put in that work. We're talking about the people who are putting in the work, but they're under the radar, that more people need to know about. And that Next Up list has been creating big time people in our space, man. I mean, starting off, early on that list we had AI the Anomaly was on our first list, if I'm not mistaken. And then we had on some other people. I remember we didn't break Portia, but we was the first one to have her on the list. She wasn't, I think, I don't know, it was some discrepancy about her and Rapzilla about being a freshman, but we broke her first, like, yo, on the Next Up, like, yo, you'll need to watch out for this person.
Right.
And boom, she went off. Yeah.
Because sometimes people are late bloomers.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Some people, it takes them a while to catch their stride.
Yeah.
And sometimes people they're really dope, but they may not have the resources, they may not have the connections to have the album mixed properly or have the best beats, but they're good, but they just don't have that yet. And then as they grow, they get those things, and now everybody's like, where did they come from? It's like, oh, they've been here. They've been here, but now it's just a maturity process, not talking about people being immature or not ready. It's just the natural progress of an artist sometimes. So I'm happy you guys do the Next Up list, and I'm honored that you guys thought enough of me to contribute a voice in that.
I'm trying to get every person I know. I don't want it to be huge, but I do want it to have a representative of different type of Christian hip hop, gospel rap, Christian rap in there, because I think sometimes you may put somebody on a list I don't know about, and I go and you put them on and I go check them out and be like, oh, okay, and then it may be somebody else on the list who does more underground Christian hip hop and go, these people need to be on it, and then we go check, and then we go vote, and then we try to do that. But overall, man, I'll say that it's a honor to now start to get people to know about these different folks. So yeah.
Well, great. So we're rounding out the list. Like we said in the intro, we don't have numbers on here. We're just kind of grouped them in different sections. So we're gonna round things out. We have about maybe 6 songs left, I think.
Yeah, man.
And these are all group efforts again. So when 3 or more are gathered in his name. So so let's go ahead and get this fired up and get into some more music. I think I have everything ready here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, boom, there it goes. Let's hop into it.
Going way up like gas prices under Joe Biden. What Yahweh did, talk to me like I'm rich. I ain't gotta ice my wrist.
In my Cadillac, sliding through the street, hoping boys on double cross, cause I keep my Jesus peace. They like Shaq in 03, boy, ain't no stay.
Days with the gang going digital. What by faith, let it rain like the biblical. Chip to chain dangling, it's a miracle. Whoa.
Break the rules. I'm in to tear down the walls. I'm in to answer the calls. I'm in to fit with my dogs. I'm in to break the rules. I'm in to tear down the walls.
They said it's more on the way. I done made a lot of money and it's more on the way. I done got a couple plaques and it's more on the way. I put a lot of people on and it's more on the way. Let go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Talk to us, man. What you got?
No L's. Oh man, when I heard that record, I was like, "You got Fat Man Scoop? Oh my god!
Like, who does that?
Who brings on and it worked? And sometimes stuff don't work, but it worked.
100% work.
Record. I was like, "Yo, that got to be on the top 50, man." That No L's record. And but to be fair, Bizzle did put out other dope records, but that record was fire, man. So I'm gonna say that. Rich, of course, self-explanatory. Indie Tribe, Save Lives, and they killed this year. That album was amazing. So shout out to them. Legendary. Yo, we need a Tadashi, Trip Lee, and Lecrae album or EP. I think that's what we need. I mean, I go all the way back to like 40 Deep. Remember that?
Oh yeah, clicked up 40 Deep. Yeah.
And even going back even further from like other stuff they've done together was all amazing though. So I like Texas Pete is a dope record. Digital is fire. Heaven on Earth. Shout out to them. Break the Rules. You ever heard that record? Have you heard that record?
I heard Break the Rules. I heard that, and I didn't even know that it was Christian hip hop. I
really?
Heard it somewhere. It was.
Oh yeah, Shepherd is good at getting his stuff.
Where was it at?
Yeah, it's Shepherd and Social Club Misfits.
Yeah, and so I heard the song like on a commercial or somewhere, and then I heard it on Holy Culture Radio, and I was like, "Wait a minute, I heard this somewhere." And then I was just like, I was completely confused. I was like, So this is Social Club and Shepherd. Got it. Makes sense.
That record is hard, man. It came out a couple months ago, but it's a hard record. And Shepherd has a bunch of records that he released a lot of types of records, but that record right there, I really like that one. That is anthem. I love anthems. B+, man. I'm a big I love like pop rap sometimes. I'm a big on that. So when you got big records that's like I can hear in a stadium and people go crazy, I like those type of records too. More on the Way. I love that record by Derek Minor. It was a toss up between that and It's Okay, not because we were in the video for It's Okay, but but More on the Way was a little. I like Posse Cuts. I think that's something missing in our space, not in our space, but in hip hop in general. Posse Cuts, and then I love that joint from Derek Minor. So yeah, man.
You got me thinking. It's Okay. That needs to be on that mental health show that I do.
Yeah, man.
That's definitely. I gotta do some work. I have. I really love doing theme shows.
Yeah.
So I have like all these different playlists that I'm kind of filling up.
Yeah.
So I don't think I had that on my mental health playlist. So. I'm gonna go ahead and slide that on there. I do want to talk about Digital really quick. Like I don't know how they got all those guys on that song, and the song is like it feels short, but it's like 7 different people on it.
Yeah, that's the dope part about Heaven on Earth. I wasn't there when they came, but they was telling me that it came like Wu-Tang, like it was like them and their entourage.
So many of them.
There was so many people on there. But I mean, I after watching that, I really respect, man. I've always respected him, but I love the respect of what Up RG is doing. Like I love the fact that he's the big OG, like he's the young OG now. Like he got young cats under him, and he is like taking the lead of it. And this the process of it, like yo, we went in the house and we chilled and we like went in and the dude did the beat. This person recorded it. We got our own engineer. And I was like, I was very like, I didn't never think that he was on that type of leadership. You know what I'm saying? Like I always thought he was a dope artist and a good artist, but I never thought of him like as an executive, because to put something out like that, Heaven on Earth is a good project, man. It's not like no whack project. So for you to have that mind, I was like, wow. And that would make me blown away to respect his leadership, man, and his business mind about how to bring that out and letting them speak and letting them have the moment. And in that interview, if you watch that interview back on our page,
that's a fun interview.
Yeah, and he was just talking like, and he was letting them shine. And I was driving back from somewhere watching it, or not watching and driving. I'm sorry, I was listening and driving while we talking, and I was like, man. I'm so proud of RG, man. Like this is grown up RG. This is not like just let me do songs and get people hype RG. This is like I'm business minded RG. So shout out to him, man. And the record is fire. Like I don't know how they did that, but I guess everybody had 4 bars and they went to the next person in the hook and everything. But
I think a few of them might have got 8, but I'm a big fan of Not Clyde's creativity.
Oh yeah, he's dope. He's dope.
The way he can just slide in on the. I think he only got 4 bars, but I feel like he's the first person that comes to mind. Well, actually, Caleb is the first person that comes to mind. It's the bar, like Black Man Pay My Mama's Rent off the internet. Like that's just I don't know why, but crazy. that just sticks with me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think about his verse and not Clyde, but it's a fantastic song there. And the whole like you said, the whole album is dope.
Yeah, it's a good album.
Yeah, so that completes our 50. So
yeah, man.
That is DJ Jeremaya's top 50 singles in Christian hip hop in the year of 2023. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. DJ Jeremaya. This was a lot of fun. Like I said, I've been wanting to collab with you in some way, and I know, and I'm so thankful for you hanging in there. I think I pushed back. It was supposed to be
at what, 12 my time, 11 your time.
Then I sent you a message like, can you push it back 30 minutes? And then like 30 minutes came and went, and I was like, can you push it back 30 more minutes? So I'm appreciative of you doing that. But
it's all good, man.
I just want to make sure, like with this being the first time of us collabing, all these graphics, I want to make sure that it was done right. And and I think the people will I hope they will enjoy this.
I hope so, man. I hope they could sit there and watch it and, you know, and be like, yo, that record is fire. I want to go pick that up. Or that record is dope. I'm going to put it on a playlist. Or go follow our playlist. I don't know if you got one. Can I plug ours real quick?
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Of course, the Milk playlist. The best, I call it the best in Christian hip hop, gospel rap, and Christian rap. And then also our Feel Good playlist. Is our Christian R&B and Afro beats playlist. You know what I mean? For everybody out there that's like, yo, I want something more R&B-ish. We got you. And I'm working on another playlist called Uplift. The Uplift playlist is going to be an all Christian pop playlist. Ooh, and it's going to be like I love pop music, man. Like I love unfortunately mainstream pop music is getting a little raunchy lately, but I like pop music. I love the way it sounds and make you feel. So I'm like, okay, we got to find something for that, because I think at the end of the day, we need to find music to help people transition from, like, if they're trying to change their lives or trying to be more positive, we need to help them get into this groove. And then at the same time, the music is that good, then they could find Jesus through the music as well, man. Or just listen to it every day so their spirit could be charged versus their flesh. You know what I mean? So but that's coming out soon. I'm working on that playlist, the Uplift Pop playlist. So yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you did on purpose, but you said you want people to be positive. That's the name of my show. So if you guys want to be positive, definitely check out the
Holy Spirit is moving. B plus. The Holy Spirit kept that at 1 o'clock because he knew you need to spend time with your family. So I can't hate. Even though Justin Timberlake wanted me to hate on you, I couldn't hate. I can't hate, man.
But I appreciate it. And if you do want to check out any of my playlists, I have them all on Spotify. Just type in Be Positive Music Show. I literally have every single song that I play by month on there. So you can go back to January of last year. And just type in Be Positive Music Show in the Spotify. All those things will pop up. I love collabing too. So I have Luke DiMarzio on my show every quarter. He talks through his favorite albums per quarter. So I have those playlists on there. I got a playlist on there. It's one of my favorites called Not Your Mama CHH. And it's featuring people like Caleb Mitchell, Aha Gazelle, Star Ringo. Those people that aren't aiming towards the youth group. They're aiming towards
and your mama's
regular guys. So
I really thought you were about to say Nicki Minaj, Chance the Rapper. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You know what I mean? But
right.
I guess that's the edge of Christian hip hop. Like, you know, if Christian hip hop was a city, that's a bad part of town. Not bad part, but like that's the rough part of town. Like, so you gotta
know what you're doing when you go over there.
Yeah.
The CHH adjacent.
They love the Lord too, but it's still rough over that area. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And honestly, I could have had some records with Star Ringo. Star Ringo had a lot of good records this year. But his project, he had a project that came out, is going to be on the 2023 albums. Yeah. So like I said, it's some people that some of their singles may have not liked the single, but I may have liked the album more than I liked the singles. So I mean, the albums made the West Ham, and vice versa. Whereas like I liked the single, but the album was okay to me, and I was like, okay, I'll put the single on there. So yeah.
I just hope that Linnell Grant is on your top 50. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, man, she is. She's a beast, man. And Man, the fact that I can give it away, but you'll see her January 1st. I'll say that. You'll see her on January 1st with Trackstarz. What we talking about next up? You definitely hear her name because she's a problem, man. And she was so gracious to get that interview with us and everything. Not interview, but like article interview with that. So, but yeah, I'm gracious, man. And she's getting buzzed. Like, I really believe this. I'm gonna say this, and maybe you could use this clip. I think the Lauryn Hill that they're looking for is in CHH.
Hey,
it's so many. Too Cool T, Linnell Grant, Kid Lee, like, you know, Jackie Hill, Ty Lynn. She over here, bro. That format, like, yo, where the Lauryn Hill at? She in CHH. She saved and rapping.
That's exactly where she's at. Exactly where she's at. But yeah, so DJ Jeremaya, we are gonna let you go. We're gonna find an excuse to bring you back. We gotta do this again.
Well, we can figure it out, man. We gotta figure out something. I mean, if I don't know if you want to do this annually. I mean, I'm down for that too. Maybe.
Hey,
we just gotta stick to the time. I'm joking.
Book it. Annually, we'll do this right here.
That would be dope, man. I like what we did, and I prayed about this. You know what I mean? I was like, God, let this flow naturally, and it flowed very dope, man. I like what you did with the setup because I was like, how you gonna do this? I'm trying to figure out. And then when you did it, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, cool. And I remember when you put out your playlist. So now that makes sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, man. So yeah, this was great, man. I love it. I can't wait for people to see it. I think it's gonna be fun and just talking about these songs and everything of that nature. Yep.
All right. So I hope you guys have been enjoying your Christmas, and we are looking forward to the new year. Keep in mind, make sure you're following DJ Jeremaya on all social platforms.
Yeah, man.
Because the top 50 albums is coming. It's coming.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And because of you like, yo, when we talking, and you're like, we gonna drop this immediately. I was like, hold on, little grasshopper. So I was like, really think about it and be like, okay, so we'll do this and we'll do that. So I think we're gonna try to work some stuff out.
Okay.
We'll talk behind the scenes.
Okay.
And release this for Christmas for the singles, and release the album the 31st, New Year's Eve, and then next up list New Year's Day. So yeah.
That sounds good. So we really appreciate you guys watching. And until next time, peace in, confusion out, and be positive. Oh, great.